Welcome to English with Storytime. Today we have a special story for you. A love story that will help you learn English in a fun and easy way. Our stories are designed for beginners, so don't worry if you're just starting to learn English. Just relax, listen, and enjoy the story. And remember, stories are a great way to improve your vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. So let's get started. In today's episode of English with Storytime, we bring you a heartwarming love story called The Unfinished Letter. This story is perfect for English beginners who want to improve their language skills while enjoying a beautiful tale of love, hope, and mystery. Listen carefully as we unfold a story of love, leaves you wondering what happens next. Will the love story find its ending? You decide. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that help you learn English. Once upon a time, in a small town surrounded by hills and rivers, there lived a young woman named Emily. Emily was kind, gentle, loved to write. She had a small house at the end of the town where she spent her days writing letters to people she loved. Her letters were special. They were full of warmth, and words that touched the heart. One day, as Emily was walking through the town square, she saw a young man sitting alone on a bench. His name was Daniel. Daniel had recently moved to the town, and he didn't know anyone. He looked sad and lonely. Emily felt a tug at her heart. She wanted to help him, but she didn't know how. That night, Emily sat down at her desk and began to write a letter. She didn't know Daniel very well. She wanted to make him feel welcome. She wrote about the beauty of the town, kindness of its people, how she hoped he would find happiness there. As she wrote, she felt a strange connection to Daniel, even though she had only seen him once. The next day, Emily put the letter in an envelope. She didn't write her name on it. She wanted to keep it a mystery. She walked to the bench where she had seen Daniel and left the letter there, hoping he would find it. Later that evening, Daniel returned to the bench. He found the letter and opened it. As he read Emily's words, he felt a warmth in his heart that he hadn't felt in a long time. The letter was simple, but it was full of kindness and hope. He smiled for the first time since he moved to the town. Days passed, and Emily continued to write letters to Daniel. Each letter was left at the bench, and each time Daniel found it, read it, and felt a little less lonely. He began to look forward to the letters. They became the highlight of his day. One day, Emily decided to write a special letter. In this letter, she shared her feelings, something she had never done before. She wrote about how she had seen him on the bench and felt a connection. She wrote about how his smile had brought joy to her heart. But as she wrote, she felt nervous. She wasn't sure if she should send the letter. Emily placed the unfinished letter on her desk and decided to think about it. The next day, she planned to finish it and leave it on the bench as usual. But something unexpected happened. That night, a storm hit the town. The wind was strong and the rain was heavy. Emily's window was open, and the letter on her desk was blown away by the wind. The next morning, Emily searched everywhere for the letter, but it was gone. She felt sad and worried. What if someone else found it? What if Daniel never knew how she felt? Meanwhile, Daniel went to the bench as usual. But there was no letter. He waited and waited, but Emily never came. Days passed, and Daniel began to feel the emptiness again. He missed the letters, but more than that, he missed the connection he felt with the mysterious writer. The story ends here, leaving you with a mystery. What happened to the unfinished letter? Did someone else find it? Will Daniel ever know how Emily feels? It's up to you to imagine the ending. Maybe one day, the letter will find its way back to Daniel. Or perhaps they will meet again in a different way. And that's the end of today's story, or is it? Sometimes, stories don't have a clear ending, and that's okay. It gives us the chance to use our imagination and create our own ending. What do you think happened to the unfinished letter? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to English with Storytime. See you next time for another exciting story to help you learn English.